All right, so in today's video, we're basically going to be breaking down and dissecting all of the Spanish that we hear specifically in the extended gameplay trailer in the village fight. Since that's actually something that I missed in my other previous video, or I guess part one, if you want to call it, of dissecting the Spanish in both of the trailers. I also want to give a huge shout out to Carl, who actually wanted me to make this video since, like I said, I missed this section in the other part one, I guess, of dissecting the Spanish in both trailers. And so, yeah, huge thank you to Carl for suggesting that I make this video. And right before we get started, I also want to say a huge thank you to all of the Spanish speakers that helped me out in the other video, because, you know, it's really great to hear a second and third opinion on what people are hearing, because sometimes, like I said, and same goes with this video, is that, you know, certain audio, like the volume is a little off sometimes. So especially with this scene, since it is a fight scene, it's a gameplay scene, you know, it's really intense. So you're basically hearing the revving of the chainsaw, you're hearing, you know, villagers screaming at Leon, you're hearing the action music, and so sometimes there's just a lot of sound, and it's kind of just yeah, it's just kind of just hiding the other sounds or the other dialogue of the other people. But in any case, let's get started with the trailer breakdown. All right, so we're actually starting this scene right when Leon is essentially about to enter the village. All right, so the first lady that actually grabs Leon, she's actually saying muérete. Now, muérete can actually be translated as die, essentially. She's basically saying it, die, and she grabs him and basically starts to choke him out. Now, I can kind of hear another voice right when Leon is being grabbed. I'm going to play that again to see exactly what I hear. Now, right after she actually says muérete, I am hearing her basically say something else, but there's a lot of sounds going on, but what I'm assuming she's saying is either cerdo or mierda. Now, I can't really hear though. I'm kind of hearing a little bit of both, if I'm being honest. Yeah, it's a little weird. To be honest, it's a little strange. So basically what those two words mean is either shit or pig. Like I said, I don't know. I'm hearing both, but like I said, the volume is just the audio levels are so weird. So even if I crank up the volume, I'm still hearing, like, it's weird, like it's hard. But as mentioned before in the other video, if you're a Spanish speaker, let me know down in the comments what you hear in this particular scene, because it's a little weird. The audio levels is a little strange. Maybe she's saying something completely different, but I want to know what you guys think. Anyways, let's continue. Now, the next Spanish that we hear is the guy right behind the lady who actually says agarrarlo, which sounds a little bit off to me. I don't know if it's just because I've played the OG Resident Evil 4 and they used to say agárrenlo, but I don't know if that's correct. Let me know. I don't really know the full conjugation. But anyways, what the translation would be in English would be grab him. Now, side note, I actually did look up the conjugation for agarrar. Now, that's just to grab. That's the word here. And yeah, I couldn't find agarrarlo. I guess that's to grab him, but it sounds a little bit off to me. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments. Again, if you're a Spanish speaker, I'm quite curious to know. Yeah, if you're a native Spanish speaker, I would really like to know if that's the right way to say it. But in any case, it doesn't matter. That is what the person is basically trying to say. He might say it in a little weird, or it might be a little strange for him to say it in a certain way, but the general gist of the translation is to grab him or grab him. All right, so after Leon shoots the lady right in the face, what she basically says is no puede ser, or what you can translate that to is this can't be, you know, this can't be happening, or this can't be happening, I guess would be a better translation. So, and that's right when Leon does a hook kick or a spinning back kick right to her face. But what's interesting here is that when she said that, I didn't really hear a direct accent from Spain when she said it. So these two voice actors right here that both said it. I mean, she kind of had a weird, kind of a Spanish intonation, but I'm curious to note if that person or the voice actor is actually trying to have a Spanish accent. But I don't know if she is a native, you know, Spanish speaker from Spain, you know, a Spaniard. But yeah, and also when the other guy said agarrarlo, that didn't really sound like a Spanish, like, because I have a bunch of Spanish friends, you know, from Sevilla, from Madrid, from Bilbao and stuff, and I know how the general accents sound, you know, from different regions in Spain. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments again if you feel that. But yeah, I didn't really hear a particular accent. It sounded a little generic for me. of a Castilian accent. All right, now as Leon turns and goes underneath where the cow is in that little farm shed or whatever you want to call it, yeah, I'm hearing somebody say escoba, but that's definitely not what he's saying. So escoba in Spanish means a broom. So I think it's just there's a lot of sound. Again, there's a lot of sound that it's kind of overlaying on top of each other. Yeah, so I can't really make out what he's saying. Let me know down in the comments if you hear something different, but I've listened to this scene a lot, but I can't make out what he's saying. All right, so as Leon is about to shoot that little oil lamp on the cow, I'm hearing a ganado say, now let me just rewind a little because I'm hearing him say con nosotros. And by the way, that accent actually does sound like somebody from Spain. So this is actually really great news because this is something that I actually talked about in my 3 concerns that I have for Resident Evil 4 video that I shot a couple of months ago, is that this was my wish for Resident Evil 4 Remake, is that they actually hire Spanish voice actors, because it kind of threw me off when I first played the OG Resident Evil 4 going through the game and stuff. But I'm really glad to hear that this guy could hear really clearly. He says, but not fully, because let me go back a little. I want to see what he says. Yeah, so you know what the guy is actually saying, únete con nosotros. And so what that can be translated to is join us. It's really creepy to say, but it makes perfect sense with this whole thing. That's what I'm hearing. It's a little, I hear the con nosotros really great, but the únete part is a little, again, there's a lot of volume going on in that particular, but I think that's what he's saying. That would make sense because, again, what that translates to is join us. Or come, let us become one, I guess. I don't know. It's said like, no, I've never heard any Spanish person say that. So, because it's a weird thing to say, but yeah, really cool. You know, I really like that they actually, because that guy really sounded like a Spanish speaker from Spain. So definitely awesome.
Kill me for the repairs later.
Okay, I'm also hearing somebody else say something as Leon shoots the torch or the lamp. Libre. I'm hearing him say libre. Libre, free. I'm hearing him say libre, which it can be translated to free.
Kill me for the repairs later.
Yeah, it's hard to see because you're hearing the shot and you're also hearing the lamp explode and then the whole, crashing of the cow and stuff. So, and by the way, rip for the cow. Like that's a little excessive. Like, why did Leon have to kill the cow? Like, okay. Also, if you guys are enjoying the content, then consider subscribing because I post Resident Evil videos every single week. And if you do end up subscribing, then let me know down in the comments and I'll actually give you a shout out in the next video. But in any case, let's continue. Okay, so really, again, there's a lot of sound effects from the music, but I can hear somebody say detrás de ti. Now, this is a huge callback to the OG Resident Evil 4, because that was actually part of the dialogue, which basically translates to behind you. I'm also hearing some lady scream "Vapore." Again, very, very reminiscent to the OG lines, the OG Resident Evil 4 lines that we actually hear. Again, "Vapore," I guess can be translated to "go for him" or "grab him," go and get him, or yeah, I guess it all means the same thing. But yeah, that's basically what it means. But it's interesting that they have that callback to the OG Resident Evil 4. Anyways, let's continue. Yeah, there's just a lot of noise and I can't really pick out what I'm hearing. So there's just, the volume is just going and cranking and fading up. So anyways, let's continue. All right, here I kind of heard something, again, very loud because the chainsaw's right there with Leon. But as he goes through the window, I'm hearing something. Let me see. Te tengo el. I'm hearing, I have something. That's what he's saying. No, I can't discern what he's saying. Te tengo, something like that. I can't really discern exactly what he's saying. Again, let me know down in the comments if you hear something else. I would really like to know. But yeah, I've played this scene over and over again. But yeah, it's really hard. Like there's so much noise with the chainsaw that it's hard to make out. Anyways, let's continue. All right, so as Leon is shooting a shotgun, I'm also hearing some lady right next to the left. She's actually saying "cuidado." Now that can be translated to "be careful." So obviously they're telling each other. The ganados are telling each other to be careful because he obviously has a shotgun now and he's gonna shoot. You know what I mean? So that's interesting. I love that they communicate and that with the new engine, the new RE engine, that's just become more apparent that the ganados work together because the AI is a lot better than what we had in the OG Resident Evil 4 when it came out for PS2 and GameCube. So yeah, really awesome. Okay, so as Leon, there's other dialogue because there's a lot of villagers here. I couldn't really make out what everybody else is saying, but what I am hearing in particular is somebody is saying empieza a rezar, or I think he just says empieza a rezar. He doesn't say empieza a rezar, he just says empieza a rezar, which can be translated to you better start to pray or you better start praying. Which again is a huge callback to the OG Resident Evil 4 game because again that was the dialogue that they would say to Leon when you were playing as him and going through the game. So yeah, I think it's really funny. All right, so the scene continues, and we actually have one ganado that actually punches Leon. And as he's punching him, he literally says "mátalo," or in other words, what that means is kill him. All right, so now Leon is actually getting grabbed by a female ganado, and what she basically says is "te tengo," or basically "I have you." But right after, I can't really hear what she says because again, the chainsaw is getting really close, and so the audio is obviously going loud. It's getting louder and getting louder, so it's a little weird. It's a little weird here, but I'm gonna see if I can hear anything. Yeah, I can't make out what she's saying. Let me know down in the comments if you hear exactly what she's saying. But the general gist of what she is saying, what I can hear is "te tengo" or "I have you." Now, as Leon is dodging Dr. Salvador, there is one ganado that's around the fire who's actually specifically saying "no te puedes esconder," which can be translated to "you can't hide." So again, really, they're saying a lot of creepy stuff, which is awesome. So yeah, really, really great stuff. All right, so as this ganado goes up and grabs Leon, I'm actually hearing him say "muérete." It's a little hard because we're hearing the chainsaw again. It's right there, so it's really hard to discern exactly what he's saying. But let me just play it again. Yeah, I can kind of hear him say "muere," and I can kind of hear him saying "muérete." But again, that's actually the same word that we actually translated before, which just means die, or essentially. All right, so right after Leon actually stabs the guy right in the neck or the ganado, and he starts walking, you can hear a lady ganado that actually says "no dejéis que se escape," which can be translated to "don't let him escape." But the fact that they actually changed the line, because it's not like the OG RE4, they specifically changed it to make it more Spanish so that you can definitely, there's no arguing that you're in Spain. The fact that they added the "no dejéis," that specific part, that's very Spanish right there. So I'm really excited about this game coming out. Well, if you guys enjoyed the video, then click this video if you guys want to see my first part of where I dissect the Spanish for the story trailer and as well as the first half of the extended gameplay trailer. Anyways, thank you so much for watching.